Previously, the poor mountain gnomes went looking for light and found it in their heart one cold winter's night. Next they wandered about, looking for the Chickawakawoo. They made up stories to tell. Perhaps you did, too. The Chalice Children of UUCR present in association with the Next Generation Youth Group and Young Adult and Campus Ministries. The Poor Mountain Gnomes in a Piratebush encounter.
The poor mountain gnomes were having a wonderful year. Everything was going as planned. Planting, harvest, Chickawakawoo Day, and even their sleep went well save for a few interruptions. It seemed that every once in a while a bit of food or something else disappeared. However, despite these absent-minded or dropped moments, the days were great and the nights peaceful.
I know he'd been in the hospital. He'd been there 2 years. But still, I don't see him.
But on Christmas Eve, our favorite gnomes woke to discover some of their magic was missing. It was as if something or someone had nipped a little from each of them. They grabbed their hats and gathered together, debating where their missing magic had gone. After all, a turnip or two is one thing, but missing magic? That was a bit frightening.
They stole my pancake.
They was on my head while I was...
It must have been a wild raccoon, said one.
No, it was a thief, said another.
How's your crop looking this year? I added a little too much water to my mushroom crop and it exploded.
I tried to use too much water, but it exploded on
Have you heard about Benny's Chickawakawoo field?
But the butter on my eggs is so good.
The debate went on and on until, suddenly,
We'll be right back after this message from our sponsor. Volunteer. Volunteer. Volunteer by House Chalice.
The poor mountain gnomes rushed outside to find the source of the crash. Perhaps this was where their magic had gone.
But it wasn't. It was something much more spectacular. A young Santa Claus has crashed through the trees and was on the ground. What could they do? As they dust himself off, Santa instructed the gnomes on how to right his sleigh. All seemed well until they discovered a rip in the fabric of his toy sack. Toys had fallen onto the ground, and because this ripped, they knew it would never hold. Santa was upset by this news. If he couldn't carry the toys, how could he ever finish his work on Christmas Eve? Can any of you repair this, he asked.
All of the gnomes shook their heads. Sewing was not a skill they'd learned yet. They thought of other solutions like staples and tape, but decided they still need to stitch it up. As they grew sadder and more worried, a small voice came from the bushes.
I can help. I can sew.
Join us after these messages for the exciting conclusion.
Come on down to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Roanoke. We got plenty of ways for you to get involved, like
the youth group, choir and music, multi-generational social events, kitchen and coffee committees, feeding our neighbors, reading seeds, children's religious education, social justice ministries, adult religious education, whatever this is, buildings, grounds, and gardens, the green team, and the nursery, and so much more.
Get involved, get involved, get involved
at the UU Church.
Santa and the poor mountain gnomes spun around, finally seeing a new face nestled in a hat that was covered in bits of the magic of the others. At first, the gnomes were angry. This was the thief.
But this new gnome immediately began to sew up Santa's gift sack, not giving the other gnomes a chance to say no. Something needed to be done, and they were the one to do it.
I'm Piratebush, said the new gnome. I'm sorry I snagged some of your magic this year. You see, I can't make magic of my own, and I was afraid to ask for help. All of you are so wonderful, and growing up here on Poor Mountain made me feel like I didn't belong. Even though you live here too, I can't leave this mountain, but having a little of your magic made me feel like I belonged with you all, too. They're finished. Now I'll go back to my place in the bushes. Good luck, Santa.
Wait, said Santa. Holy, do you think you could find a place for Piratebush among the poor mountain gnomes?
Well, said Holly, they did apologize. Piratebush, there's plenty of room here for you, and we can help you take care of yourself if you want. We have extra food and drink, and can always use your help finding sunlight and good soil. Would you like to say?
Oh yes, cried Piratebush.
Ho, ho, ho! That is settled. I must be on my way. Have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year, my favorite gnomes!
And with that, Piratebush became the newest Poor Mountain gnome.
They waved goodbye to Santa and welcomed the new gnome into their hearts and into their home. May we all find our place and acceptance along our ways. Goodbye.
I have a friend who always checks in, wondering how I've been. I have a friend who always shows up again and again and again. I know when I'm feeling low, I have a friend. I have a friend. I have a friend who always shares through generosity. I have a friend who's a hoot and a half. We laugh, laugh, and laugh. Can't wait to see ya. Can't wait to hug ya. I can't wait. Mi amigo, where you go, I go. Mi amigo, if you have to go alone, doesn't mean that I don't care. Doesn't mean that I'm not there. It just means